Assalamualaikum and have a good day, Dr. Shazana. To my lecturers, we are from group number 3. This is my group members. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nurizati binti Sofi. My metric number is 253715. So we, as a consultant of a Bloom Hotel Resort, we are going to create our strategy in order to help them achieve their goals in order to increase their performance and their reputation. So in this presentation, we are going to present about the vision and mission, the strategy that we choose, and also the evaluation of the strategy and the best strategy that we conclude by the end of this presentation. The strategy we divided into 3 parts, which is management strategy, employees, and also for the marketing strategy. So I will proceed to the next part, which is vision and mission.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Shapinas binti Shahar. My matrix number is 265396. I will first introduce our vision and mission as a consultation company. Our vision is aspiring to be the best service management consultation institution, besides to be the most valued and referred as a consultancy company in delivering the service to the clients. Our mission is to provide the company with executable management recommendation to help the company make decisions for the growth of the company. Hence, delivering a good service with the aim of helping the clients feel confident with our ethics and the quality of our services. Now I would highlight our suggestion for for Bloom Resort, which is the management strategy. There are 2 suggestions for this, and one of the first suggestion is employee discipline strategy. This strategy focuses on employees, the ability of employees to control their behavior, which produce a positive impact towards the organization. Typically, it's like how a good behavior employee produce a more better product, while bad employee with bad behavior will produce bad product, which will cause the image of the company be jeopardized. And next, the suggestion of re-establishing the ways of a company makes decision for the company and the employee, the ways of the higher management to make decision. This strategy focuses on rearranging or changing the way of higher management makes decision for the company and employee. This is because for a company to function properly, they need to have a proper higher management in which they are able to make smart decisions. For Bloom Resort, they are unable to make a decision, as they are unable to define the threats they are facing. And by changing the way how the higher management think, they will be able to make smart decisions for when facing risks internally and externally. For the evaluation of the strategy is for the first strategy, which is employee discipline strategy. The method used is introduce the reinforcement theory in the workplace. The reinforcement theory is management style developed by behaviorist B.F. Skinner, which the approach causes managers to reward or punish or ignore the behavior of the employee in order to control the employee. Through this approach, they could reduce the employee problem and increase their productivity. But there are positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. For the positive reinforcement, meaning that when an employee do proper job, their performance is good, the management is required to motivate, or saying that they did well, giving them motivation to do more well. But for negative reinforcement, this approach, which where if the staff perform poorly or behave badly, they are will be punished because the behavior of the employee affects the company. And the benefit of this strategy is they are able to solve employee disciplinary issues in result. Due to the result applied of strict rule to the employee, it means that everyone have to follow the organization rules. Means that everyone have to follow the rules. Those who breaking the rules of not following the regulation will be punished. Next is to solve the employee turnover rate issues in the Bloom result. This implementing of reinforcement theory includes praising the elements to the employee who doing the good things, as it serves as a sign of acknowledgement from the management team, meaning that they are feeling appreciated, so they will have a relationship with the company in which they will be staying and work properly. But there are also obstacles for this suggestion, which is difficult to change the existing work now, meaning that due to the Bloom Resort staff are due to the fact that Bloom Resort staff are comfortable with the old working norms for a long time, it will be difficult for them to react to the changes and adapting with the new working style. And then the next obstacle is employee rebel. The management might deal with revolving issues among employees, which that will cause problems for the management because they are unable to adapt themselves with the new changes. If the management were unable to were unable to handle this situation sufficiently, it will tend to cause employees to resign from the company. For the next suggestion of re-establishing or the way of the company makes decision for the company and the employee, meaning that how the upper management makes the decisions. The method is evaluating of higher management. There is no dedicated formula for doing an evaluation for this for the higher management. And most aspect of the job is intangible in nature. For this, we are required investors to evaluate the company based on their required qualities. Most investors will look at the big points of the company, which is the earning growth, the return equity, the competitive position of the company. The study of the image of the business is also necessarily linked to the high level of analysis. For this reason, the image of the company is also assessed. It is necessary for the Bloom Resort to do the evaluation. The assurance of where the management capability lies will help them in boosting their image. Evaluation also must be done from the perspective of the employee, which they need to consider whether the decision that the management have imposed on them is good or bad. A list of questions and criticism provided will be given anonymously to assure the position of each employee. And the benefits for the strategy is, first, is making Bloom Resort more aware of how of all the threats by their decision, meaning that Bloom Resort did not consider the new hotels or new market entries are their threats, making them vulnerable. And having more cautious upper management will affect the successfulness of the resort. Decision will be carefully done based on facts and possibilities that will affect the position of the resort. By implementing the evaluation, not only it is beneficial for the resort, but it is also good for the guests. Upper management will have authority imposing new regulations that employees must follow. The regulations are decided in which will please the guest satisfaction towards the service and product provided by the resort. The second benefit is Bloom Resort will be more attentive towards the way they manage the employee, meaning that Bloom Resort employee lacks motivation, right? Making them do their job carelessly. Careless work done by employees affect the satisfaction of the service product of the resort. Basically, the definition of motivation relates to the implementation of representation, can be characterized as a component. Competence or spirit that encourages delegates to identify and fulfill work goals and tasks. However, there is a reason why, by continuing to convince those who may be affected that our visiting does something. The assurance of bonus or prize perfect employee status will motivate others in the result. There is also the case for employing new workers. Precise evaluation and understanding the management towards the quality of a possible recruit is beneficial for the result. But there are also obstacles for this suggestion, which is required investor cooperation. This evaluation of head management is not a common strategy that has been done. Common evaluation has always been done towards employee, as they only can see the lower management as cause of disruption to a company, thus making it hard for evaluation, and are required the cooperation of investors. Next is the lack of research guide. The lack of research guide to evaluate the upper management. They make a decision. They decide the factors. They decide the effect and well-being of the company. Bloom result requires management that can make smart decisions, but with the lack of research, there is no proper guide to evaluate how the upper management makes their decision. That's it for me. Thank you.
Employee strategy. First one is hire the staff that have hospitality skill. The Bloom Resort need to make a benchmark of requirement before they hire any staff. They need to hire people who have basic about the hospitality, which is suitable to work at their resort. This is because if the staff already have a basic about hospitality, this may be more easier to them to work with. Next is provide a training for the current staff. The management of Bloom Resort must provide a training to improve the skills of staff. The staff need to learn new things that related to their skill and something new. Next is using robot as your employee. If using robot, your result does not have any complaint about unfriendly staff, rude staff, and others, because robot can make better than human. But the cost of robots more higher than paying salary for the humans.
Okay, I will proceed to the next part, which is marketing strategy. So for the first marketing strategy is to set a standard price by simplifying a good hospitality service toward guests. Basically, this strategy is focused on how the hotel need to promote their product and services with a reasonable price when a guest try to discover and find a good accommodation for their stay. By doing so, the Bloom Resort need to put the price which is slightly lower than original price for the room and packages with the aim to attract a new guest. Some of the guests prefer to choose less than Rm 200 ringgit per night according to their standard of living, either is a low or high. By the time, the management need to be alert by giving a good hospitality and performance to guests even though they offer the lower price to a guest. Day by day, a guest will realize a good performance given by the Bloom Resort itself and lead them to revisit or promote to the other hotel based on their experience. So for the second marketing strategy is to change the concept of the hotel itself. Some of the guests might not interested to the old concept of the hotel. The strategy of changing the concept focus on how they create the new ideas for the hotel in terms of the theme, the color of the building, all the facility provided and more. and include the environment of the hotel. A guest tends to revisit to the hotel because of their previous stay. They had a great experience at the Bloom Resort. This marketing strategy is to analyze on how a guest can accept the changing of the hotel concept. When the results show that the guests receive more guests year by year, meaning that the marketing strategy in order to attract the customer is success, and they will earn more revenue and profit from the customer itself. Okay, next I will proceed to the marketing strategy evaluation. So for the first strategy that I have mentioned before is set a standard price. So for the method for this strategy is to execute price-based strategy. So for the past research, it is mentioned about the product are likely to be standardized and unnecessary. This strategy is to aim to, in order to produce their expectation in terms of the perception given by the customers. This situation of lowering the product prices quite challenging for the hotel itself. However, this will not last long because as the hotel give customer the opportunity by setting a much cheaper price than before. In this case, marketing in lowering price is one of the way to attract the attention of a guest, where they often to identify the price comparisons through other websites or any platforms such as Agoda, Booking.com, Traveloka, and also Trivago. The target market likely to stay in the hotel with a good price and also with a great hospitality for a certain service. Simplifying a good service towards a guest is the main key to lead their satisfaction. In this case, a staff need to treat them nicely even though the price is slightly lower than normal price. So for the benefits of this strategy is gaining more guests in a short time. Generally, customers prefer to choose a hotel that offer much lower price. So this is related to some customers that have ability in finding a hotel which has a good service and fits to the price given. This strategy is able to attract the customer by promoting affordable price to all group regardless to the low or high cost living. Second benefit is able to improve hotel performance condition, because when it comes to the hotel performance, the best thing that the hotel needs to achieve is their services performance. So this is because the customers will evaluate how the staff treat them from the beginning of their hospitality cycle, during check-in until the last day of their stay, which is checkout. So when the price offer is low but the hotel service exceed the expectation, it will lead to their recommendation to other people's. Okay, for the second one is obstacle and barriers of this strategy, which is competition between nearby hotels will occur rapidly in terms of the price reduction. This is because the customers will choose a hotel that is cheaper than the first option. So this competition could prevent Bloom Resorts from getting customers as previously planned. So for the second one is high risk. So it is involve a hotel's finance company profits and receiving a various complaints. The reduction is not sustainable for a long time because it is only for a short time. Hotel only needs to observe and improve their service to the customers. And as a result, if the customers are not satisfied, then it will affect all aspects of the hotel, such as financial, their revenue, their profit, and also their reputation as well. Okay, for the next evaluation of under marketing strategy, which is change the concept of the hotel, is the method that we implement into this strategy is introduce differentiation concept, which is according to the past research. It states that the differentiation strategy is where the organization try to find a product uniqueness. So by changing the concept into the new thoughts or ideas by the management or among the teams will help them to have will help them to see a high impact on the hotel in terms of the decoration of the hotels, their service given or packages that they provide, the environment and also the building itself. Currently, there are more customers or guests like the uniqueness of the hotel. For example, as we can see at Tabang Haji Hotel, where it is based on Sharia compliance. So for their own situation, we can see that their target market is for Muslim. However, doesn't mean it is only for the Muslim people, but in this case, they didn't mean to prevent other religion to they didn't mean other religions to come and stay with the hotel. Besides, they are welcoming other religions to stay in their hotel. So for the benefit of this strategy is revisit intention by the guests. So as we know, the revisit means the customers will come back to the hotel because based on their previous stay. So the visit can come from a guest itself, which is a good sign. They are looking for the uniqueness of the hotel in order to create a new experience. When the customers know the hotel has its own concept, they tend to choose the hotel for their stay. By doing so, when the customers receive a very good hospitality, they are satisfied with the service offered. As a result, it will indirectly cause the customers to come again and revisit to the hotel. So for the second benefit is to gain more revenue, which is having a good hospitality. When a guest come, choosing hotel that has own concept will give a beneficial to the hotel itself, especially in terms of their revenue and profits. The sale performance by the hotel will increase due to the occupancy of the hotel also increase from 50% and above. So for the obstacle of this strategy is a high cost production with the change of the concept, which is it will be in line with the cost that they need for the hotel. They need to invest something to the hotel. The concept is not only focusing on physicality of the hotel, but they need to analyze and implement when it comes to the new era. In this case, they need to be careful by setting the budget and investment of the production in the aspect of changing the concept. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Best strategy. For the choice of best strategy to improve the Bloom result, the Bowman strategic clock tool were used as indicator to evaluate the best strategy accordingly. It is a model that explores the option for strategic positioning, such as how a product should be positioned to give it the most position in the market. The purpose of Bowman strategic clock is to illustrate that a business will have a variety of options of how to position a product based on two dimensions, which is price and perceived value. The Bowman strategic clock provide 8 strategies for a company to position their product to get the best competitive and place in the market. So for the best choice is using robots instead of human force. This is under employee strategy, as employee is the most important needs, as they need to interact with the guests. If the employee cannot exceed the expectation of customer or guests, they will rate the result in a bad impression. If using robots, the management does not have to worry about the problem regarding unfriendly staff, rude staff, and anything related to staff, as robot will take over that. This is the application of latest technology to the hospitality department. The Bloom Resort Management need to invest some money to buy the robots and can save more money, as they can use less human force after this.
finally, for our third component of employee strategy, which is replace human with a robot, I want to relate it with the Japanese robot hotel or Hainan Hotel that was located in the Japan country. The Hainan Hotel or Japanese robot hotel use robot to replace their human staff in their daily operation. It also stated that there are 243 robots to assist their daily operation. Okay, there are few benefits using robots. First, it can reduce the labor cost of the organization, which can give the hotel a lot saving. And second, the performance of robot is consistent, which is very effective to maintain the hotel performance. And also, because of their performance is very good, they can also reduce the customer complaint. Example, the front office use robot to make the check-in and check-out procedure conveniently, because there are steps provided by the hotel which systematically can be followed by guests. And also, finally, the robots have benefits such as it brings more attention, and it is unique because there were not many hotels in the world today use those concepts in their operation. So that's all for me. Thank you.
In conclusion, the Bloom Resort management teams needs to follow the guideline that has been prepared by our company to overcome their problem. As our company already known as one of the most popular consultation firm, the Bloom Resort must take a quick action to make sure that they can make a comeback for their resort. That's all. Thank you.